Hi again then guys, and welcome to another speed tune setup for Forza Horizon 3 in particular. And in this build we've got another very popular car. It's popular for good reason, the R35 GT-R from Nissan in its newest form on the game, the 2017 spec. Now this is not quite as good, I would say. It is newer and you would expect it to be better, but it's not as powerful as the optional body kit version, the slightly older R35, and overall it's just not quite as strong a car. That being said, it's not bad at all. It's still extremely fast, of course, it's a GTR, but as far as the tuning on this particular model, we already said it's got less power to work with, and with the R35s you basically have to stick with that standard engine. It's not a bad engine, but a change up would be nice. Now, I would recommend retaining the all-wheel drive. That pretty much goes without saying with a GTR of any generation, but I would recommend it nonetheless. As far as the visuals, obviously do whatever you want, rims, wings, etc. Although I wouldn't necessarily recommend wings for straight-line performance. They're just not necessary for that. But if you want better handling, for the sake of sacrificing a bit of speed, obviously that's down to you. The rest is pretty obvious. Better tyres, better brakes, suspension, power, all that kind of stuff. You don't really need me to tell you that, you know the deal. As far as tuning, which of course is the way to get more potential out of it, especially top end, as you can see, it is by no means slow, not at all. But it's not necessarily as impressive as you'd expect it to be. And overall, as I said, I would say that the older R35 is a little bit better, mainly due to the fact that it has better customization visually, which is a nice addition to have. But still, it's not slow. As far as the gearbox, I would recommend a final drive of 2.9, then for the individual gears, again, 2.9 for first, then 2, 1.5, 1.15, 0.95 and 0.78. For the alignment, we've got neutral, camber and tow. I've got 6 degrees of caster on this one, but you don't really need to go that high necessarily, so mess around, find what works best for you. As far as the anti-roll, we've got those on 50, front and rear. Springs on 205, and that should be on 215. If I go back to that, stupid menus. As I said, that should be on 215. Then, as far as the ride height, we've got that as low as possible. Dampers on 15, 14, and then 7 on both. Aero doesn't apply, of course, and as I said, I wouldn't recommend having the wing. As far as the diff, we've got 100% on acceleration, 0 on deceleration, and for this car, a 70% split in favour of the rear. So it's still very much an all-wheel drive car. In a very real sense, you do have quite a bit of power going to the front, but still, it allows you that manoeuvrability. You could go even more towards the back if you want to. There's no real need to go any closer to a 50-50 split. 70% is about as close as you need to go, because any closer and you start getting very heavy steering, especially at higher speeds. But overall, it's not a slow car, the acceleration is great, the top speed's still more than enough for most situations. So if you do decide to use this build or some variation of it, or, as with all of my tunes, get it from my storefront using the keywords in the video description, whichever way you decide to use, obviously I hope you have a lot of fun with it. And I have also incidentally done a tune for the body kitted version, the slightly older R35, which you can check out as well. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.